I wake up at 9 on Thanksgiving morning to something wrong. Silence. The Kessler house is never silent. By now, Mom should be downstairs, humming off-key as she bastes the turkey. Dad should be yelling at the TV, parade volume too high. Corbin and Sloane should be arguing over the good bathroom again. But this morning nothing. Just the hum of the heating system, slow and steady like a warning. I sit up, hair tangled, heart already uneasy. No footsteps. No clattering pans. No water running. The quiet doesn't sound peaceful. It sounds abandoned. Hello? My voice breaks the stillness, thin, uncertain. No answer. I grab my phone. No texts. No missed calls. No, come downstairs. Just silence staring back. The floorboards are cold under my feet as I step into the hall. Mom? Dad? Still nothing. My siblings' doors hang open. Beds made, too neat. Not slept in. Downstairs, the kitchen gleams the kind of clean that feels deliberate. No turkey thawing, no clutter. No ingredients for the feast we planned. Just my coffee mug from last night, alone in the sink. I walk to the window. Pull the curtain. The driveway is empty. Dad's sedan. Corbin's Jeep. Even the 7-seater SUV I filled with gas yesterday gone. A faint thought flutters in. Maybe they ran out for cranberries, or cream, or something small. But the air tells the truth first. It doesn't feel like they'll be back. It feels like they're gone. I scroll through my phone. Mom gone. Dad gone. Corbin. Sloane. Rhett. Every name deleted. The screen feels hot against my palm. My stomach turns. My ears ring. Then I remember. Last night. Rhett, half grinning. Hey sis, can I check the score real quick? My phone's dead. I'd handed mine over. Unlocked. Easy. 10 minutes of fake scrolling long enough to erase me. He thought I wouldn't notice. But I always notice. He deleted their names, not their numbers. The call history is still there. And Uncle Dean's number? That one's carved into my memory. I dial. Hello? His voice is light, cheerful. I can hear waves, and the faint pluck of a ukulele in the background. Uncle Dean. It's Krista. Where is everyone? A pause. Then, that shift, the sound of someone realizing a secret's about to fall apart. Krista. You're still home. My heart skips. Where are you? I ask, quieter now. He exhales, long. Your parents wanted a big surprise for their 30th anniversary. They all flew to Maui last night. For a second, I couldn't breathe. All of them? Yes, he says quickly. They figured you were busy with work. My pulse hammers in my ears. And they didn't want you to worry about the expense. The expense. The word slams through me. My throat burns. My hands tremble against the counter. Then I hear her. Sloane's voice. Distant, lazy. God. Are you talking to her? I thought we agreed to just let her stay home. Uncle. Dean hisses something quiet. A shushing noise. But it's too late. I end the call. The silence that follows isn't empty anymore. It's electric. They didn't forget me. They erased me. They planned it. Deleted me. Boarded their flight. Left me surrounded by the ghosts of their gratitude. I turn toward the fridge. The calendar still hangs there, today's date circled in my own handwriting. Thanksgiving at Uncle Dean's. Underneath, a neat list. Clean guest bathroom. Gas up SUV. Pick up wine. Every checkmark burns now, proof of the part I played in my own exclusion. For a moment I almost expect tears. Or rage. Or something sharp enough to break me open. But nothing comes. Just a cold clarity. This wasn't an accident. It was a decision. They didn't just leave. They planned a clean exit from the one person keeping their world paid for. 6 years. $2,000 every month. $144,000 in total. Money that built this house. Money that bought their vacations. Their luxuries. Their silence. While Corbin played entrepreneur. While Sloane lived her private college dream. While Mom called me the responsible one, family code for the funder. The kitchen feels hollow now. And inside that hollow space, something shifts. Not anger. Not sorrow. Something colder. Something final. They left me, but they left me in the house I paid for. Connected to the utilities I control. They think I'll keep paying. They think I'll wait. They have no idea what I'm capable of when I'm quiet. I walk to my small home office, the one nobody wanted because of the ceiling stain. From the filing cabinet, I pull out a thick binder, 6 years of receipts, bank statements, proof. I carry it to the kitchen table, open my laptop. Not to search flights to Maui, not to scroll their beach photos. But to type 2 words, local movers. Most are closed for the holiday, one isn't. Premium emergency service. Double price, I call. Reliable movers, this is Troy. Hi, Troy. I need to move out of my current residence tomorrow morning. Is that possible? A pause. Yes, ma'am, but it'll cost extra. That's fine. My voice is steady. Dangerous. For the first time, the silence in this house isn't lonely. It's mine. We can handle that. 8 a.m. Work for you. Perfect. I hang up. The word feels final, clean. The kitchen around me is still. Morning light glancing off every surface I once paid for. The high-end washer and dryer I bought last year after Sloan complained the old ones were gross. The 4-door smart fridge I replaced when the last one died during a heatwave. The $900 espresso machine Corbin and Sloan use every morning without ever buying their own coffee. All in my name. All paid for with my money. They wanted to talk about expenses. Fine. Let's talk about expenses. I open my laptop and search for studio apartments near my office. Most listings show next week availability, but one complex has a premium move-in option today, for an extra fee. Perfect. I call, put down the deposit, and schedule the lease signing for tomorrow afternoon. Then I open my binder and start a new list. Every item in this house I purchased. Every receipt I've saved. The 80-inch 4K TV in the living room. The Wi-Fi router and mesh system that kept their world spinning. The dishwasher. The fridge. The laundry set. Item by item I catalog what's mine, not out of anger, but out of math. Cold, clean accounting. 7 days. That's how long their trip to Maui lasts. 7 days before they walk back into this house expecting it to smell like cinnamon and comfort. Expecting me to have kept their world polished and waiting. Instead, they'll find the truth. I run my fingers over the binder's plastic cover. Cool. Smooth. 6 years of being the responsible one. 6 years of holding everyone's weight. I close it softly. I've been responsible long enough. The moving truck arrives at 8 sharp. I stand in the driveway, the binder tucked under my arm like a shield. 3 men in blue uniforms climb out, coffee cups in hand, breath visible in the morning air. The truck reads, Premium Holiday Relocations. Triple rate, worth every cent. Miss Kessler. The foreman says, clipboard in hand. We're ready when you are. I nod, flipping to the tab marked Purchases. Let's start in the living room. Inside, I point to the 80-inch 4K TV mounted on the wall. That comes down first. The foreman raises an eyebrow. Nice TV. My $2,500 bonus from last March. I reply, tapping the crisp receipt sealed in plastic. Bracket stays it came with the house. They move efficiently, unhooking cables, wrapping the screen in blankets. 10 minutes later, the wall is bare. I lead them room to room like a general mapping a quiet war. This isn't an emotional move, I tell them. It's inventory management. Laundry room first. Washer and dryer mine. I remember Sloan wrinkling her nose last year. God, Krista. These look like something from a gas station bathroom. Next, the kitchen. The foreman whistles, that fridge is a beast. 4-door smart model, I say. Empty, water line disconnected. They roll it out carefully, leaving a gaping hole where it once fit perfectly into the cabinetry. Then the espresso machine. I watch them wrap it gently, remembering Corbin's voice every morning. Sis, where's the oat milk? I never answered out loud, but my mind always whispered, where's your gratitude? They take the router system next 4 sleek black nodes that powered Sloan's influencer empire and Corbin's endless job search. With each unplugged device, the house exhales. By noon, the truck is half full. The silence inside feels different now, lighter, not lonely. Every item that leaves takes a piece of their entitlement with it. The foreman knocks softly. Taking a lunch break, ma'am? Go ahead, I say. I walk through the hollow house while they eat. My footsteps echo on bare floors where rugs mine once softened the sound. The walls are pale where the TV once hung. The fridge's empty alcove shows 6 years of dust and one fallen magnet. A photo. A Hawaiian sunset. From a trip I wasn't invited to. My fingers curl, but not in anger. This isn't destruction, I whisper. This is reclamation. By 4 p.m. everything that's mine is loaded. The foreman returns with paperwork. Address for delivery. I hand him the sheet with my new studio apartment listed. 3 months' rent paid in advance. Congratulations on the move, he says kindly. I nod. You have no idea. When the truck drives off, I turn back toward the house. Empty. Hollow. Perfect. I take out my phone and hit record. I move slowly, narrating like a lawyer building her closing argument. No wall damage. No floor scratches. No dents. Evidence. Just in case. In the kitchen, I open cabinets, cheap mugs, chipped plates, dollar store glasses. The things they owned before I started upgrading everything. The pantry holds only what they bought, sugary cereal, diet crackers, and the kind of coffee no one drinks twice. Upstairs, I walk into my old room. The frame of my bed remains, but the premium mattress I bought is gone. The dresser gone. The shelves gone. I sit cross-legged on the floor, laptop open, and start making calls. Hi, I need to cancel service at 1342 Oakwood Lane. I tell the power company. The account's under Krista Kessler. May I ask why you're canceling? I'm moving. Simple. Truthful. Final. They schedule the final reading. Power ends at 5 p.m. tomorrow. I make 2 more calls. Water. Internet. Each takes less than 10 minutes. By 6 p.m. every utility is scheduled for termination within 48 hours. Right before their flight lands. Night falls. The house is dark, lit only by one lamp in my room. I shower in the near-empty bathroom, dry off with my last towel, and lie down on a blanket on the floor. No mattress, no comfort. But no guilt either. By morning, I load my remaining bags into the car. On the kitchen counter, I place my house keys. Next to them, the stack of fresh utility bills I pulled from the mailbox. All addressed to Mark and Brenda Kessler. All unpaid. I take one last look around. 6 years of my life. $2,000 a month. $144,000. I lock the door from the inside, step out, and pull it shut behind me. The click is soft, satisfying. In the car, I check the time. 6 days until they return from Maui. 6 days until they meet the price of responsibility. Tick-tock, I whisper, turning the key. And as I drive toward my new, smaller, quieter home, the first smile in years finds its way to my lips. Because revenge, done right, doesn't scream. It waits. I'm sitting in my new studio when my phone buzzes, a ring notification I never deleted, a loose end left untied on purpose. The feed shows the Kesslers at the front walk, oversized suitcases, sunscreen faces, tired smiles. Brenda clutches a pineapple souvenir. Mark fumbles with keys. Sloan and Corbin trail behind in matching aloha shirts. Rhett brings up the rear, plastic lei around his neck. I sip my coffee, turn the volume up and watch. Honey. Brenda calls as Mark finally opens the door. Don't forget the light switch is finicky. They disappear inside. I count down in my head. 3, 2, 1. Mark. Brenda's voice filters through the ring. The lights aren't working. Hang on, Mark says, his voice moving away from the camera. Let me check the breaker. A minute passes. The open door spills their conversation onto the porch where the ring records it all. Nothing's working, Mark calls back. The power's out. Brenda says, irritation prickling through her words. Did you forget to pay the bill? Me? You handle the utilities, he replies. I smile at the image of them standing in a dark hallway, jet-lagged and confused. Corbin pushes forward, flashlight on his phone slicing across the living room. His beam stops. Dad? His voice spikes. Where's the TV? The light bounces over empty walls and bare sockets where furniture used to sit. What the hell? Mark's footsteps thud hard. Sloane screams from the kitchen. The fridge is gone. They spill back onto the porch, faces drained of color under the low November sun. Brenda's hands tremble on Mark's sleeve. Someone broke in, she gasps. Call 911. Mark fumbles for his phone, fingers shaking as he dials. I watch his face contort as he tells the dispatcher there's been a burglary. Corbin paces, phone clutched, then blurts, "The Ring camera, check the footage." Of course Corbin thinks of that. The family tech who couldn't even launch his $50,000 startup now searches for proof. I sip my coffee and wait as he taps through the app. The same one I'm using now. I see the exact moment he finds the clip from 3 days ago. His face goes slack, mouth falling open. She took everything, he stammers. The others crowd around his screen. I can picture the footage, me with the binder, the movers wrapping the big TV, the fridge sliding out. The washer and dryer lifted carefully. Everything labeled, documented, loaded, all mine. Krista did this. Brenda's voice cracks. But why would she? Sloane cuts in. Sharp. Because she's crazy. She's been getting weird. Mark grabs the phone from Corbin, watching with narrowed eyes. When he looks up, his face is a hard line. She can't do this, he growls. This is our house. I set my phone down on my new coffee table and walk to the window. Outside, November light paints the sky clean and blue. The studio is small, but the light is mine. My phone buzzes again. Not ring this time, but a flood of calls. The same numbers, no names. 52 missed calls in 10 minutes. Texts start from Mom's number, Krista. Call me. Where are you? The house was robbed. I place the phone face down and make myself another cup of coffee, taking my time like I always did, measured, precise. By the time I return, a police cruiser is pulling up outside my building. My father's sedan screeches in behind it, double parked, everyone tumbling out in a cluster of outrage that smells of entitlement. The intercom buzzes 3 minutes later. Miss Kessler. The front desk says police are here asking to speak with you. They say your family is with them. I take a long, slow breath and savor the moment. 6 years of paying for a house that was never mine. 6 years of being the invisible pillar. The trap I set is snapping shut. Ma'am, the officers are here, the attendant prompts again. I set my coffee down and cross to my desk where the 3-inch binder waits, like evidence in a case. I don't rush. This is my scene to own. The knock comes at exactly 4:17 p.m. 2 sharp raps, official and final. I've been expecting this since the building manager called. The officer at the door is young, close-cropped hair, name tag reading Officer Brennan. His partner, older, stands back. They watch me for a reaction. I give none. Please come in, I say, stepping back. I have coffee. The studio is small but immaculate. The 80-inch TV fills one wall. The espresso machine gleams on the counter. Everything I took that was mine fits here, neat and obvious. I pour. Black or cream? I ask. Black, Officer Brennan says, scanning the room. I hand him a mug, and then the binder. The weight of it is steady in my hands. 6 years of receipts, bank statements, warranties, all organized by item, date, payment method. This should clarify things, I say, placing it before him. He flips pages. Methodical. An invoice for the TV. A warranty card. With my name. Bank statements highlighted, receipts sealed in plastic. He traces the fridge bill, pauses at the washer and dryer documentation, raises an eyebrow at the espresso machine receipt. His partner murmurs something into his ear. Officer Brennan looks up, then nods slowly. Everything appears to be in your name, Miss Kessler, he says, handing the binder back. His voice has shifted from suspicion to a neutral sort of respect. Do you want us to file a harassment report? The question hangs there. 6 years of silent contribution, 6 years of being labeled the responsible one. I lift my head. No. I say. Finally. That won't be necessary. He nods. Understanding settling on his face. We'll take care of it. He pockets a card. Thank you for the coffee. I don't follow them to the door. I don't need to watch. Downstairs, the commotion grows. I hear my father's voice, high with indignation. My mother's protests. It's a civil. Officer Brennan's voice carries up through the stairwell. She has documentation of ownership for the items. You need to leave the property now or be cited for trespassing. I stand at the window and watch them move, the weight of each step as satisfying as a verdict. Silence follows, then the slam of car doors. I close my window. 3 weeks later, I'm at Greenway Market when I see them. Corbin and Sloane, standing by the apples, waiting. I could walk away, but something inside me that hardened weeks ago doesn't bend anymore. Sloane spots me first, her eyes narrow, her voice sharp with entitlement. This isn't funny, Krista. Mom's been crying every day. You need to fix this. I drop Honeycrisps into my cart and say nothing. Corbin steps in front of me, his hair uncombed, shirt wrinkled, voice trembling. Just turn the Wi-Fi back on. How am I supposed to apply for jobs? You've gone too far. I look at him, 28 years old, still waiting for someone to hand him a life. You're 28, Corbin, I say quietly. Get your own Wi-Fi. I push my cart past them, their protests fading behind me. The binder isn't in my hands anymore, but I feel lighter than I have in years. 2 months later, a manila envelope arrives at my door, a summons. Small Claims Court, Kessler v. Kessler. They're suing me for $5,000 in emotional damages and stolen property. My mother's signature shakes but holds steady. Their last attempt at control. The courtroom is smaller than I expect, buzzing under cheap fluorescent light. My parents sit across the aisle, avoiding my eyes. Corbin and Sloane didn't bother showing up. Kessler versus Kessler, the clerk announces. My father begins a speech he's clearly rehearsed, smooth, wounded, self-righteous. He talks about family, about obligation, about how I abandoned them. He calls it their house. He lists missing appliances, emotional stress, theft. When he finishes, the judge turns to me. Your response, Miss Kessler? I don't speak. I simply place the 3-inch binder on the desk. The sound it makes is final. The judge opens it, flipping through receipts, statements, proof, each page heavier than any argument. After several minutes he looks up. Mr. Kessler, everything here appears legally purchased by your daughter. These accounts and warranties are in her name. She also contributed $2,000 monthly toward your mortgage for 6 years. Is that correct? My father hesitates. Well, yes, but... And you're claiming she stole what she bought? It was for the family, my mother blurts. She can't just, the judge's tone hardens. Mrs. Kessler, do not speak out of turn. He closes the binder. Case dismissed. And, Mr. Kessler, frivolous claims have consequences. The gavel strikes once sharp, final. They don't look at me as they leave. I don't need them to. I step outside, binder against my chest, and breathe in the cold air. It smells like something new. 4 months later, I sit on the small balcony of my studio apartment. The air is cold against my skin, but I don't mind. The apartment is only 400 square feet, small enough to fit inside the old living room, but every inch of it is mine. Every bill carries only my name. The silence here isn't hollow anymore, it's earned. Uncle Dean called last week, his voice cautious. The house is gone, he said. Foreclosed after 3 months. They couldn't keep up. Where are they now? I asked. A rental across town. 2 bedrooms. Your parents took the master. Rhett's on the couch. Sloane and Corbin share the second room. Sloane had to leave Westlake, she's at community college now. Westlake, $45,000 a year, gone. Krista, he sighed, they're really struggling. Did they ask you to call me? Not exactly, but... Then they're not struggling enough. His silence told me everything. The consequences arrived quietly, like dominoes falling. The smaller apartment. Sloane's transfer. My father's first full-time job in 15 years. My mother selling jewelry on Facebook Marketplace. Reality finally catching up to people who thought they could live forever on someone else's wings. Then a new notification pings LinkedIn. Corbin Kessler has sent you a message. Hey sis. Hope you're doing well. I've got an interview next week. Could you be a reference? You know how reliable I am when I put my mind to something. I stare at the message, 28 years old and still asking for help. I click ignore, then block. 4 months ago, I stood in a cold, silent house, realizing I'd been erased. Now I sit in a quiet home of my own, smaller, simpler, honest. My shelves hold books I actually read. My refrigerator holds food I actually bought. My bills are light because they're mine. People ask if I ever feel guilty, if I think I went too far. I take a slow sip of coffee, letting the taste linger before I answer, softly, to no one at all. No. For the first time in my life. The silence is mine.